Oh Lord. Okay. I know I'm late. But I seen it, man. How many days ago? I think 3 days ago. Y'all see it, man. Nets in four, man. Nets in four. Nets in four. They say five Lakers. Nah, Nets in four, man. Just got James Harden, man. But what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Guy. Back with another reaction video. And the video I'm gonna watch is titled "The Real Truth Behind the James Harden Nets Trade." I mean, my personal reaction to it was it's a lit trade. I was like, yo, let's go. Let's go. Like, yeah. Like, on paper, it looks amazing. But, like, truly, I still love it, like, squad, but, like, it can either, like, fail miserably or be, like, goated. But the way KD and Harden played against the Nets tonight, I mean, all we got to pray for is Kyrie being on the same page. And I love Kyrie. But what we gave up for James Harden, I wish we gave up Dinwiddie. I hate Dinwiddie. Oh, I hate Dinwiddie. I hate Dinwiddie. I hate him. But it's because he was hurt. But, prayers to him. Hope he get well towards ACL or something like that. Then we traded Karis LeVert, Taurean Prince, Jared Allen. That's who I missed the most. Jared Allen. I knew Karis LeVert would have to be given up. But Jared Allen. Andre Jordan is trash. Jared Allen. That's what I missed the most. Jared Allen. He was in his prime. And just for him to get traded to Houston and then let go and sign with the Cavs, like that made me mad. Like that couldn't be DeAndre Jordan. That just couldn't be DeAndre Jordan. But I like Harden. I loved him when he played for OKC. I'm a big KD fan. And I always like Brooklyn since like they had Darren Williams. But nah, this team could do something special, man. I just pray we a dominant force. And that's in four. But the video we're gonna watch today says the real truth the real truth behind the James Harden Nets trade by Mike Korzemba. So let's get into it. Shit. Fuck, he full screen. I thought it was a button. I knew it was F. Oh, it's because I'm on the other monitor. That's why. Alright, perfect.
James Harden has officially been traded to the Brooklyn Nets, and guys, I've got to say, one way or the other, this trade is going to break the NBA. This because while this trade certainly has a ton
teams
of
gonna have to go up against this team or make teams to make better.
This is also the type of trade that has the
Two
potential
top 10 players and a top 20 player. I'll jack Kyrie top 10 in my opinion.
The Brooklyn Nets starting lineup is Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre.
Yeah.
Starting lineup, you have two former MVPs. You have an NBA champion. You have a former All-Star, and you have Joe Harris, who is a knockdown shooter.
And a three-point champion. And a three-point champion, Big Joe. I love how we kept Big Joe. Big Joe is the GOAT.
Because this is real life, because we have things like egos to take into account. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be the most interesting
I wonder.
team
I feel like
for the rest of this.
I feel like KD gonna take the back seat. I feel like KD could be that player to let the other two shine. Cause we probably wanted this to happen. Cause bro, him and Harden chemistry is amazing. Or maybe they could all score 40. Yeah, I doubt that. But like, hey, I just pray we mesh well. That's my opinion.
Season because I expect a ton of drama. I don't think that everything is going to go smoothly. I think there are certain.
Okay, we might not mesh well in the beginning, but I don't think we're gonna be that bad. Nah, we're not gonna be that bad.
Certainly going to be some bumps in the road, but the question is, can the Nets get over those bumps? Can the Nets suffer through whatever drama hits them and rise above it and become
And they say Kyrie is this drama queen, Kyrie is this, Kyrie is that, and he got injury history. What bad injuries has he? Well, he did get hurt 2015 playoffs and the Celtics playoffs. But the thing is, Kyrie locks in. They say he's this, that, this, and the third, but Kyrie can lock in, and no one takes that into account. They just assume he's this. He put me on the sage. I'm gonna make a video of me burning sage.
NBA champions. Well, that is what we're going to talk about today. So what's up, guys? Mike here, and oh my god, James Harden is officially a Brooklyn Net. However, before we get into anything, I do want to say the goal in 2021 is to get to 2 million subscribers. So guys, if you are new to this channel or you're just not subscribed, please subscribe right now. All it takes is one click. It would be much appreciated. I have so many quality
it probably
NBA
takes so much to make these videos.
You're not going to want to miss a single one. So subscribe so that you never have to. Continuing on with the video. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been following the James Harden trade saga for a long time at this point because it has definitely been drawn out. For a decent amount of time at this point, James Harden has made it very clear to the Houston.
Because I was a believer saying we was going to get Bradley Beal. But then seeing as he signed that extension, I'm like, yeah, might be dubs. But I feel like he going to get traded. But he not going to L.A. All the L.A. fans, the delusion. We getting Bradley Beal. What are y'all giving up for Bradley Beal? What are y'all giving up? KCP, Kaku? That's not going to do it. Promise you that's not going to do it. I'll be mad that the Wizards accept some bull crap like that. But that's info.
Rockets that he has wanted out, and now he is finally getting his wish.
Yeah, Harden was toxic. I'm not gonna lie. Harden was going to end up on the 76ers,
and I did not think that
he got skinny in like 2 days.
Personally, I like what the 76ers have right now. I want to see what they can do with Ben Simmons.
Now Harden, if I was a Rockets fan, I would rather him get traded to Philly, even though Ben Simmons if he shot more shots than I like him as a player. But yeah, but seeing as y'all got just I got Victor Oladipo and just picks because y'all traded Karis LeVert. Oh, speaking of Karis LeVert, it had dropped that he had some crazy kidney injury. Hopefully he makes through it because he a great player. I could see him shining on the Pacers.
And Embiid combined with guys like Seth Curry and Danny Green and of course Tobias. Remember, as it stands, yes, that team did have Jimmy Butler, but with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, the Raptors needed a buzzer beater to win in Game 7 of the playoffs just 2 seasons ago, and then that same Raptors team went on to win the NBA championship. So again,
when Kawhi was doing that shot, he was running, and Ben Simmons was guarding him, but then him and Embiid clashed. It wasn't no hard clash, but they ran into each other, so that gave Kawhi a few seconds to run off and get him a shot. But I feel like if they didn't run into each other, Ben Simmons would have punched that to the 5th row.
If I'm the 76ers, I'm running it back. I want to see what my team is capable of, at least in the short term, because with the Nets, there is certainly a high degree of risk reward here, because when it comes to the long term,
I hope we sign some free agents too, because our bench is horrendous.
And then they have pick swaps going with the Rockets in 2021.
I do like the Jeff Green pickup though.
2025 and 2027. That means the Rockets could potentially have 7 of the Nets' first-round picks going forward until 2027. I mean, it's kind of obvious but
then that's gonna be good anyway.
Because of course the question has to be asked: are these guys all going to buy in? Are these guys all going to be able to put their egos aside and play together and win a championship, or at least
I don't know. But I mean, if Kyrie wanted to team up with KD, then he should. And KD, I believe he's a team player, so he should.
The question that has to be asked is: can the Nets get 3 ball dominant?
Because I feel, it's just a big question with Kyrie, to be honest. Because I feel like, I heard what James Harden said. He said it's a long time. He got enough money to support his family, yada yada. I was hearing the interview, and now he wants to win. So I believe he would take the risk of having to step down or whatever to win the championship, which is good. Kevin Durant, I feel he could take a back seat because he's like the oldest one out of all of them. And Kyrie, I don't know. I feel like Kyrie could still shine regardless. I like Kyrie.
dominant stars
Kyrie
to
nicer than
buy
Damian
into the
Lillard, don't
same
at me.
system and play enough team basketball in order to become a winning team. Because when you build a super team, certain sacrifices have to be made. It is, at the end of the day, just that simple.
Because y'all can look
Kyrie
good on
Irving
paper,
is no longer
but
playing on a team that is just his.
y'all
James
gotta
Harden
play
is no longer playing on the Rockets that have been completely built around him for years. Both Kyrie and James Harden are going to get less shots. Both of them are going to get...
Because if he stayed on the Rockets, he would have been like the best Rocket of all time. But oh wait, no, Hakeem, debatable. But they were just made like second round every year and then lose because they was in cap hell with James Harden contract, and every point guard they got just couldn't mesh. I did like him and Chris Paul though, but Chris Paul couldn't stay healthy.
Less possessions in general. The question is, are they going to be okay with that as long as the wins come in? Now, when it comes to Kyrie Irving, honestly, that is the biggest question mark in this trade to me. I mean, personally, this is a sensitive topic to me because I'm really not sure what is happening with Kyrie. We have certainly heard rumors that Kyrie does not like Steve Nash, that he's not happy with what's been happening with the Nets so far. Those rumors are out there, and if they're true, then that is certainly unsettling because trading for James Harden is not going to suddenly make Kyrie love his head coach. And as we have seen in the past, when Kyrie...
I did not hear about that. Why does he not like Steve Nash?
Doesn't get his own way, things tend to go sour there. Kyrie has been a bad teammate. There were reports when Kyrie was playing for the Cavaliers that during the playoffs, Kyrie would, quote, go consecutive days without speaking to a teammate at practice. Yes, you heard that right. Kyrie would go complete days without talking to any of his teammates.
Kyrie gonna swallow his pride.
He was slighted in his own head. If that is the Kyrie that is going to be playing with James Harden and Kevin Durant this season, I've got to say there's gonna be some kind of problems, of course. However, like I said, this is a sensitive topic because I do not know what's going on in Kyrie's head right now. I don't know what he's struggling with in his personal life. I don't know if he's having some...
Real note, mental health is wealth. Hopefully Kyrie gets through whatever he's going through.
Some kind of personal problems, because honestly this is unprecedented. When have we seen a player just completely ghost his team and not really give an explanation as to why he's not playing? That really doesn't happen, so something has to be up there. Now, as for the James Harden fit here, I actually think James Harden and Kevin Durant are going to fit in pretty well. If you guys remember, there were a ton of reports that Kyrie, Harden, and Kevin Durant were actually training together this offseason. They wanted this trade to happen since the summer. They've been pushing for this trade to happen.
Perfect. Never mind. We ain't got nothing to worry about with Kyrie. We ain't got nothing to worry. And we still got D'Antoni on the sideline. I don't know.
This hard to get James
Kyrie gonna swallow his
And when
pride.
it comes down to it, guys, we have two MVP caliber talents on the same
roster. James Harden.
That is absolutely huge. Right now, what we're looking at, assuming that Kyrie comes back and is
but Kyrie and Harden is some ball hogs though.
Needs a basket. The Nets are gonna
oh
be able
Lord,
to
I'm gonna be crying. I hope we just blot every team.
All three of those guys are on any given
I feel like
night
clutch shots to go to KD or whoever got the hot hand.
Unstoppable. And the fact that all three of them are going to be able to share the court at the same time with
that's crazy.
In Joe Harris and a Lob City finisher in DeAndre Jordan is scary.
That's
when it
wild.
comes down to it, if the Nets do this right,
I hope we get a better
in,
center in the near future.
It's hard for any team to ever stop them on offense.
Or
However,
a good stretch forward, but KD can play the
that is
forward.
where they're going to, of course, have some problems. I mean, listening to that starting lineup, Kevin Durant is a good defender, but when your backcourt is Kyrie Irving and James Harden, you can expect to get torched on the defensive end. That is going to be a major concern. We should not take that lightly at all.
And then Joe Harris.
Like the Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics, the
we got this though.
All three of those teams were
we probably got to start Jeff Green.
Teams. They were not nearly as offensive heavy as the Brooklyn Nets are. And so what I'm saying is that right now in 2021, don't be surprised if defense ultimately is the downfall of the Nets. Also, don't be surprised if the lack of bench depth,
because that's how I feel. That's how I feel about that's how the Mavericks win games. They just outscore, in my opinion. I never see good defense. Like Porzingis is a good defender, but the rest of the squad, you never see Luka locking up somebody. Come on, be real. My opinion.
Downfall of the Nets. Because sure, right now the Nets do have an incredible starting lineup, but on the bench, well, I've got to say the bench is full of question marks. Of course, the Nets have the ultimate question mark in Jeff Green, possibly the most streaky player in NBA history, and they've also got guys like Landry Shamet, Tyler Johnson, TLC.
Landry Shamet is a good shooter. He had a strap on the Sixers.
Of being pretty good basketball players, but have all basically collectively been inconsistent. So again, the bench is going going to be a major question mark. Definitely look for the Nets to make a play come buyout season to hopefully get more bench depth. Now, with all that said, we do have to go into the ultimate risk here, and that is what happens if Kevin Durant and James Harden do not re-sign. Because again, the Nets could potentially owe the Rockets 7 first-round picks, the last of which will come in 2027. Now, if Durant and James Harden do re-sign, I don't think these picks are going to be as valuable as people are saying they're going to be, because just looking at ages here, let's say Kevin Durant...
I'm more worried about Kyrie than Harden and KD, to be honest.
Kevin Durant is going to be old, but he's only going to be 36, and James Harden is going to be 35. We have certainly seen MVP-type caliber talent like Kevin Durant and James Harden play well at those ages, so it definitely would not surprise me if the Nets were at least still a playoff team at that point, which means at that point, yes, the Rockets will have gotten a lot of picks from the Nets, but as long as those picks stay out of the lottery, then the Nets are certainly making the right move here. Now,
look at that,
man. Last pick in 2027,
who is stopping that in the league? Nobody.
Years old, and James Harden is going to be 37. I'm going to assume that that pick is going to be very valuable, but you know what? The Nets are going all in here. They have Kevin Durant on their team right now. They have Kyrie Irving. They had a chance to get an MVP caliber talent in James Harden, so they went out and took it, and if they win a championship, trust me, they are going to have absolutely no regrets at all. However, if things do blow up,
just know y'all gonna see me wilding out on video. Just know y'all gonna see me wilding out. Just know y'all gonna see me wilding out.
Nets in 4 with them and Boston just a few seasons ago. Let's say Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and James Harden do not mesh well, and those guys do not re-sign. That would mean that the Rockets could potentially end up winning this trade by a lot long term, because no matter what, James Harden was going to leave anyway. They needed to trade him, and if they end up getting multiple top 5-ish picks, then yeah, they're going to get a lot of chances to draft another player who they could build their franchise around. And speaking of the Rockets, I know this video has been very Nets heavy, but let's talk about the Rockets for a second, because if you've been following NBA news today, you've seen that DeMarcus Cousins has been throwing some severe shade at James Harden. He's basically been completely calling him out.
Yeah, that Rocket squad don't really fuck with James Harden, but it's just that, like, it can't be saved, even though it is like a decent squad, but it's just like, what, Western Conference Finals, lose, and not beating LA.
Has been not the best teammates,
and DeMarcus can't stay healthy. John Wall can't stay healthy.
DeMarcus has basically said that James Harden has been a huge problem for the Rockets' chemistry. So the fact that the Rockets were able to replace James Harden with Victor Oladipo, a man
Victor Oladipo leaving them next year,
who is still 28 years old and is
I can see him in Toronto.
Points, 5.7 rebounds and 4.2 assists this season. Well, to me, that is a massive win, because again, when it comes to this trade, the Rockets are setting themselves up for potentially a huge long-term haul. But in the short term, this Rockets team is going to be better without the problem that James Harden was. Oladipo has seemed like he's wanted to leave the Pacers, so if things go well with Oladipo, Houston could very well re-sign him this offseason. And while, of course, Victor Oladipo is not a direct replacement for James Harden, at least the Rockets would be getting an all-star caliber talent back in return. And so there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you are new to this channel or you just aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. The goal is 2 million subscribers in 2021. Guys, subscribing would mean the world to me. I really want to hit that 2 million subscriber goal, and on your end, all you have to do is click hit a single button, and it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome, we all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, guys, and cue that music if you're still here while the music is cued. Here are
but yeah, yeah, my goal is to hit 1,000 subs. Yeah, like, why y'all thinking? Well, I'm thinking ahead, but like, bro, why would I care about 200 subs, 300 subs? I want 1,000. I already know what niggas gonna say in the comments, but honestly, leave your opinions about the Harden trade in the comments. I want to see some comments about it. Maybe we can start a little debate. Honestly, I see it meshing well. It really just depends on Kyrie, in my opinion. And I feel like Kyrie, because I was back. If you wanted to team up with KD, they could be able to do what they can do, man. But if you enjoyed the video, man, make sure to follow me on Instagram, JohnnyGot10. And make sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment. Follow me on Twitter, JohnnyGot10. And I'm out. Peace.